you. Take a second. Think about it. Maybe you're thinking of your parents, a grandparent, a sibling who drove you crazy but made you who you are today. Maybe a neighborhood, a summer that lasted forever, a teacher you'll never forget. For all of human history, that's been the answer. People, community, the friction of real relationships shaping you during the years that define who you become. My name is City. I'm 16 years old, and last year I realized that my generation has a different answer. I was sitting in the passenger seat of a golf cart in Isla Mujeres, Mexico. My dad was driving, and all of a sudden we turned a corner. An old man sat outside his house smoking a cigar. Kids were playing with a street dog. A woman was just hanging laundry, watching the sky. Nobody was performing. Nobody was documenting. Nobody was optimizing. They were all just there. Completely and entirely there. And watching them, I noticed something terrifying about myself. I didn't know how to do that anymore. To exist without a distraction, to feel life happen. I grew up entirely online. The internet was my childhood. When I was 4, I made a Facebook account before I learned how to tie my shoes. And after Mexico, that started to scare me. So a few months later, I ran an experiment. Picture this: a girl sitting at a table, relaxed, wearing an EEG headband across her forehead, tracking her brainwaves in real time. I put her phone face down in front of her. She couldn't touch it. She couldn't even see the screen. And then I texted her, and I let the phone in front of her buzz. The second it vibrated, theta waves, the neural signature of craving, of compulsion, of wanting, spiked. And the parts of her brain which were responsible for rational thought and for being fully present in the moment went quiet from a buzz, from a phone she wasn't even holding. And not because she was weak or because she lacked discipline, but because over her most formative years, she had been quietly trained, rewired. And we all have been. The years between 10 and 25 are the most neurologically critical of your entire life. Your brain is still under construction. Synapses are forming, pruning. Every experience you have, every habit you build, all the relationships you form, help write the code that runs the rest of your life. And for every generation before mine, those years were shaped by people. We are the first generation in human history to be raised by algorithms. We call it distraction, we call it addiction, and it is those things, but that's not the scariest part. These systems do more than steal your time. They filter your reality. At first, they find what moves you. Fear moves you, outrage moves you, insecurity moves you. The exact shape of your specific loneliness moves you. So then it shows you more of it, again and again and again, until one version of the world is all you've ever seen. And that matters, especially when you're young, because adolescence is a search for mirrors. You're constantly looking for what's valued, what's attractive, what's respected. Those years are the years that matter the most, and every generation has gone through them. The difference is who they look to. Before us, they looked to people, People are messy, they contradict each other, they're wrong sometimes. You had to develop judgment and your own beliefs and values to navigate the world of people. But my generation didn't get to choose. Algorithms chose us. Algorithms that learned exactly what kept us hooked and only showed us that. And slowly and quietly, you adopt the beliefs that you constantly see, especially when you're still becoming a person. And that is how algorithms become an author of your identity. So a 14-year-old boy who's constantly watching reels about how being vulnerable is weak doesn't feel like he's being shaped. He feels like he's finally understanding what it means to be a man. The generations before ours were raised by friction, by boredom, by long car rides with nothing to look at, by awkward dinners that ran way too long. We traded all of that for a constant feed. And that friction wasn't a bug to be replaced or fixed. It was how you learned to be human. I'm not asking everyone here to take out your phones and start a bonfire or to tell you that all social media is evil and you shouldn't go on it. That's not the point. The point is that we were children when it found us. 10, 11, 12, and it reshaped who we became. I started this talk off by asking you all who raised you. Someone came to your mind. Someone who was there. Not perfectly, not always, but there. They were there for you. They were your friction. They shaped you during the years that mattered most. They were the presence in your life that felt annoying until you realized it was love, for good or bad. And that shaping never really stops. It doesn't end when you turn 25. It doesn't end when you leave school. We are constantly shaping the people around us and being shaped by them. So, be someone's friction. Be the long car ride. Be the awkward dinner. Be the presence that they look back on one day and realize was love. We didn't choose to be the first generation raised by algorithms, but we can choose to be the last. Thank you.